Hey everybody, it's Piddy welcome back to more Pokemon HeartGold. In the last episode, we captured the 3 legendary birds of Johto and Kanto, Articuno, Zapdos and Moltres. In today's episode, we are going to take on the strongest trainer in the game, Pokemon Trainer Red, and thus complete Pokemon HeartGold. After 13 months in the waiting, and I promise to you, nothing like that will ever happen again on this channel. 13 months is an extremely long time to wait to finish a project. And the decline in viewership is an obvious reference to that, but I'm not going to get into that because it's pretty blatantly obvious that I've been stupid in running my channel. But this video isn't for updates, or for saying how stupid I was. This video is to complete HeartGold. So, yeah, Mount Silver. This place actually isn't too difficult to navigate. Maybe it's because I've played through this so many times, I just naturally know where I'm going at this point. But quite honestly, it looks like a maze from the outside in, I guess, if you're new to playing through this little cave. But actually navigating to the top of this mountain is very simple. But this game's been out for 3 years now. Almost 4 years, if you're Japanese. It came out September 12th in Japan. So I'm fairly sure nobody really needs assistance in getting through this place. Just follow what I'm doing and you'll be fine. Yeah, it's quite a large cave and you can find a ton of items. Evolution stones, most probably TMs, healing items, all that, if you just explore this place thoroughly. I'm not doing that because I just want to get to Red. I just want to beat the living daylights out of Red's team. You can tell on the sidebar I've trained all my Pokemon to level 75. Originally I was going to do it lower and I did a couple of tests just to see if I could actually beat him. Honestly, I couldn't with the levels I was at. I trained to level 66 each. It was nigh on impossible without the use of a ton of healing items. And it didn't really make for good viewership, being perfectly honest. So level 75s, it's still 5 levels lower than Red's weakest Pokemon. It's 13 levels lower than his strongest Pokemon. And 9 levels lower than his average Pokemon. So, without any further ado, 13 months in the making. It's clobbering time. Let's do this. And after that very reminiscent introduction screen, let's take on Red, shall we? So he's going to be leading with his strongest Pokemon. In terms of level, not really in terms of strength. I did say strongest. He isn't his strongest, I guess. This Pikachu, compared to the rest of his team, fairly weak. Still does just under half there of our damage. But this Pikachu can pack a punch. I believe this was the strongest, well, the highest leveled Pokemon in the whole of the Pokemon series up until Black and White, with Cynthia being introduced in the aftergame. But we one-hit KO that. Meganium with Earthquake, absolutely phenomenal start. I'm really glad with that. If we didn't KO it, he'd have switched out into Charizard, predicting us to Earthquake again, so I'm glad we KO'd it and won. It makes our job a little bit easier. The hail is coming down and yeah, it did a little bit of damage to Meganium, meaning we wouldn't be able to probably survive another hit if we were to take something else with Meganium. So I'm probably going to use Meganium as Warder at some point. Now Flare Blitz, this stab from Charizard. This is going to do a ton. We get unlucky with the critical hit there, but unlucky Ampharos. Now I'm not opposed to using healing items throughout this fight. I'll only use them if it's really necessary. I don't want to resort to using them all throughout the fight as tactics. Maybe if there's a mathematical chance we can just KO it with Hail. Maybe I'll use it. Maybe I won't, but Intimidate, so it's Air Slash. I believe that's physical. Its Air Slash isn't going to be as effective now. Maybe it's special. It sounds like a physical attack. I presume it's a physical attack. It's stab and it only did that much after Intimidate, so maybe sounding a bit of a noob here, but hey, it got results. There we go. 2 down. 1 down on our end. The battle taking a bit of a pattern right now. And if you guys are new to this, if this is the first video you saw from me, perhaps in a long while, this isn't the actual Nuzlocke. This is the aftermath, meaning we can revive Pokemon. The actual Nuzlocke ended in part 19, and so my friends, my real life friends, have been telling me maybe I should have just cut the series where the actual Nuzlocke ended, and I'm thinking I might do that for future Nuzlockes. I definitely have more Nuzlockes planned, especially after Black 2. I said this is in a video with updates, but hey, there's my little plan. So I might, in the future, cut the Nuzlocke from where I actually get KO'd, because I like using these hardcore rule sets. But continuing the game afterwards, we'd have been done with this game in June if July actually, if I hadn't have done the rest of the game. I don't know, with my new uploading schedule, maybe I could complete the game in 2 weeks and it would just be cool content for you guys. I'm not all too sure, it's just, I'll decide when I'm actually just playing through the game. Anyway, Snorlax. This is what I consider, well, this and Lapras, this is what I consider his strongest Pokemon. Snorlax is absolutely incredible. It's incredibly bulky. It's got an amazing special defense stat, I believe. Is it the special defense it specializes in? I'm a little bit iffy when it comes to Snorlax. I get really confused. I know it's bulky, but is it? I'm sure the fighting weakness and physical defense being lower. I presume that makes sense to me, so I'll just rock that, I guess. I'm willing to let Houdini die here. I could have used Recover maybe. We are faster. We get residual damage out on it with Hail being up, but I'd much prefer to get Pidgeot out here now. It's hitting itself in Confusion an awful lot. Maybe I will use Recover, but I'm just afraid of it using Crunch and KOing us when it isn't, you know. If it hits itself in Confusion, then we've KO'd it. So, Psybeam. Let's just see how it goes. If we can get a lucky crit Farah, okay, maybe we won't KO it. That means it's gonna... Oh, Blizzard! That's a really... okay. No, it isn't, because Hail's up. I was wondering why he used the move with 70% accuracy to you know, finish us off, but there's Hail up, so it's 100% accuracy. Which makes no sense to me. If it was snowing, maybe I can understand Blizzard, but Hail's a completely different kind of beast, I'll say. Anyway, Gyarados. Let's waterfall this. He's going to use a full restore. It's blatantly obvious. He's got, I believe, 2 full restores he uses throughout this fight. He isn't that cheap when it comes to items, which is cool. It's understandable putting 2 full restores in because, you know, we kind of have unlimited uses, so I can kind of understand. It's just a little bit irritating when they do use a healing item when we've done so much damage to it already, but I'll deal with it. I'm just concerned, are we going to be able to KO this in 2 or 3 turns? Blizzard, I presume, is what Snorlax's next attack is going to be. And I thought that was a critical of that own. That did a lot more damage than I was actually expecting. Especially after the first one. Blizzard, can it KO us? No, it cannot. It isn't stab, and we don't resist it because of our flying subtype, but we definitely handle it like a champ. Another full restore. Okay. I sort of want to use a hyper potion now. If Snorlax is using this, like if Red's using this many items, maybe I'll use my own. I'll use 1 hyper potion. We're not struggling in this fight. I just want to KO Snorlax. Snorlax is definitely Red's toughest Pokemon. So, this and Lapras. I'll get into Lapras when he sends it out though. There we go, hyper potion. How does it feel now, Reds? You were close to KOing Gyarados, but we decided to be cheap just like you. It isn't really that cheap. Like, it's part of the in-game story, so maybe someone will get on me for that, but I honestly don't mind using items. It's better than spamming them like I did in our practice takes of this, being a lower level. Which is another reason why this video is a bit delayed, because, you know, getting to level 75 across the board takes a while, and I wanted to make sure the video is going to be good. But this video really isn't for updates. Why do I keep, like, going into an update kind of mentality about it? You know, maybe it's because HeartGold hasn't been uploaded in such a long time that I just want to get everything off my chest that I've been thinking for the past month with this series. Which is almost done now, which is nice. And there we go, to KO it. I presume it has no more of them annoying full restores. There we go, Snorlax down. 2 more Pokemon. It's a shame that Ampharos is KO'd because he's only got 2 water types left. We'll keep battling and hopefully we can hit a Thunder out on this. This is his lowest level Pokemon at level 80, but don't let that fool you. There's a reason this is one of my best friend's favourite Pokemon. Lapras is absolutely incredible. It handled Thunder like an absolute champ, and it's most probably going to KO us with Blizzard. If not, Hail's going to KO us. It's got Stab on its side, of course it's going to KO us. It's not going to be affected by Hail, because it's part Ice type. Now, I'm very reluctant to use Blades with Blizzard, but I think we can outspeed it, and while Petal Dance isn't going to... oh, it is going to be super effective. I was going to say, well, it isn't going to be super effective. No, it is super effective, but Blizzard's going to KO us. But we have weakened it to a point we can finish it off. And a revival on Ampharos might be a good idea here. We have plenty of healing items. Like I said, I wasn't against using them. I just wanted to kind of cut down. I wanted to limit it to about 2. And hey, we've done well with that right now. So let's just revive Ampharos. I know Ampharos can KO this and Blastoise, so why not? And Psychic, ooh, I didn't expect it to have Psychic. I don't think that'll KO us because we're quite... Yeah, we'll actually handle that like a beast, but I didn't think it'd KO us because we're very good special defensively. Now, do I... We'll use a full restore on Ampharos just because I know... Yeah, we'll get KO'd because it did exactly half over the course of the Hail and the Psychic from the last turn. Hopefully, Ampharos can deal with Blastoise and Lapras now. Otherwise, we're left with Pidgeot. And Pidgeot might not be too good against Blizzard. So, Ampharos. Ampharos has been brilliant throughout this entire series. Can it KO it? Blizzard, we can deal with that. We can handle that very nicely with good special defensively. A lot of my Pokemon are good special defensively, but which is nice. It's nice being able to deal with probably the more popular of the two, you know, physical special splits. I'd definitely say specials more popular, but that's my opinion. Maybe it's just because I prefer special attackers and the like. Okay, final Pokemon, Blastoise. I'd be surprised if it doesn't Hydro Pump here. Okay, colour me surprised, sorry, I just coughed slightly. Blizzard doesn't KO us. That's why I'm surprised it didn't use a stab move. Blastoise will be able to handle this though. And I presume he's going to like use Brine or something that he'd think would KO us. He's wrong, because I'm going to be cheap and use a Hyper Potion. Mwah! So if he Brines, it just puts us in a better situation, being fair. Okay, yep, heal faster. Maybe we should use the full restore because we've still got a pretty handy chunk left from us there. Blizzard, it's gonna do quite a lot, but you know, I think we might be able to do this. It might result in Pidgeot getting the final hit, but that's fine because I don't think Pidgeot saw any action in this fight. Okay, Thunder Punch. Can you do it? Barely not. I was expecting that. Hail will KO this in 1 to 2, well, 2 turns. Hail will definitely KO this. And then that will mean Red's done. No! Full restore! That's... For a second, I was getting excited. I thought we had defeated Red. Unfortunately, not. He had another full restore in the back. You can see victory, because we've only got 2 Pokemon left. Survive with 1 HP. Okay, definitely. No, full restore, full restore, full restore. Screw saving the items now. Full restore. We're not gonna let you win today, Red. You almost had us. If we hadn't have had these items, you would have had us. But if you're using items, I'm more than willing to use items. I've said that several times throughout this fight. Okay, Hail is gonna send him into yellow health, into under 50%. We're not going to quite be able to KO this. Unless we get a critical hit, which 1 in 16 chance, probably not going to happen. But the next Hail should... No! Oh my god! This game doesn't want us to win! Now I'm at a crossroads because we either let Ampharos die and switch into a Pokemon that's weak to Blizzard, even though I think he's used all his Blizzards. Or we just stall it out, and I know what's the more entertaining route, but I want to get this done. So I want to use a Hyper Potion, and for the viewers, that's probably not so entertaining, but I'd prefer to definitely win this than take a risk with Pidgeot, because that might not work out. Fly definitely wouldn't KO it. I know he's got no more Blizzards. Well, not maybe he's PP-ups. Yeah, like, I don't want to take the risk with Pidgeot. It's not worth it when we've got this far into the battle. Heck, we might thaw out after this turn. Focus Blast. It shouldn't do all too much, really. Yeah, we're still frozen solid. This is horrible. This is so horrible. What do? I don't want to play the stall game, but... Okay, Hydro Cannon. That means it's going to recharge on the next turn, right? If this KOs us, we might be alright. Oh, down to the last Pokemon. Pidgeot, it is all or nothing. You have to KO this with Fly, otherwise game over. Well, not game over, because it's not the Nuzlocke. Yeah, he had to recharge. I was expecting that. And we're slower, which is shocking, because Blastoise, it's a freaking turtle with huge cannons on its head. Back. Doesn't... No! 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 You are not allowed to do that! That is so rotten and cheap! Not cool! You do that, I'm doing that 10 times more than Red. This is all-out war now. How dare you do that? I'm using a revive of my own because you know what? Screw you, Red. Maybe Blade's the better Pokemon to use at this point. Focus Blast, that's a strange decision. Yeah, I'm so switching into freaking Meganium. Especially... how dare he do that? We'd have KO'd him. He'd have just jumped off the cliff. He'd have committed suicide because he'd have knew that his time as the best trainer in the world would have been over. He'd have leapt off that cliff. I don't know where I'm going with this. That was a strange tirade. I'm talking about Red disappearing and committing suicide. Wow. Okay, Flash Cannon. That's okay with me, I guess. Oh, I don't know what to do. No, okay, we got two Pokemon. We got two Pokemon alive and well right now. By alive and well, I mean barely holding on with half HP, but it's beside the point. While you recharge, I'm going to Petal Dance. No, what? Okay, he missed. We got lucky with the risk. Did he use Flash Cannon? I don't know. I wasn't really paying too much attention, but boom! There we go. Yes, defeated Red. That was a lot tougher than I expected. And he gives us a ton of his Pokemon Master money. And he presumably jumps off the cliff. I always remember that was one of my favourite comments I've ever received. But there we go. We defeated Red. Okay, so you're going to notice we're in Saffron City after that fight. And there's going to be two things I show. And then that's presumably the end of the series, aside from some bonus episodes I'm going to be throwing out there over the next couple of days, maybe week or so. Undecided on that. First thing I want to show. If you head to the Sylph Company, which is right here, the office building, just go in there and head over to Stephen Stone right here. Hello, you're breaking up. I think it depends on how my dad feels. I see. I'll be on my way. See you soon. He's going to remember us from seeing him in Vermilion City ages ago. I remember your eyes. When I see a trainer whose eyes twinkle, I always remember. You have a Pokédex, so you're also in search of Pokemon. Let me see. I think I can help you with that. Let's say they have stones in front of you. Which colour would you pick? Now, after defeating Red, you're going to be able to take your pick of a Hoenn Pokemon. On the bottom screen, there's a green stone, a red stone, and a blue stone. And this is basically just which Hoenn starter do you want. Green indicates Trico, red indicates Torchic, blue indicates Mudkip. I'm going to go with the green stone. I'm going to go with Trico. Trico used to be one of my favourite Pokemon, way back in the Colosseum days. But there we go, Trico. He'll gift us a Hoenn Pokemon, which we can of course trade on like Cerebi or whatever to obtain the other two. Pretty cool that they give us a Hoenn starter. But wait, there's more. If you head off to Pallet Town, you'll be able to go speak to Professor Oak. And, surprise, surprise, he's going to give us a Kanto Pokemon because he's so generous and stuff like that. So, simply go to Professor Oak in his laboratory. Scripted walking there, gee. Hello, Philip. Good to see you. Heard a lot about you. Your Pokédex must be close to complete. For your hard work, I would like to give you something. He looks at his desk and there's 3 Pokemon right there. Haha! It's behind me. You must have it figured out right away. Yep, it's a Pokemon. You don't see them very often in Kanto. Choose one and it will be yours. Go ahead. And I'm going to go with Cyndaquil. Because I really like Cyndaquil. So there we go. This Pokemon's really quite energetic. There we go. He'll give us a Kanto starter, which is very, very kind. If a wild Pokemon appears, your Pokemon can battle it. Without your side, you should be able to reach the next town. What am I saying? You already know all this. Haha. Anyway, real quick before I end off the series officially, I guess. I guess it isn't really the end of the series because there's going to be a few more videos. I'm going to be covering every legendary Pokemon in its own video. It's going to be a pretty standout video. I haven't done a video like it since November of 2011. No, 2010. Gee, that was a long time ago. That video will be coming within next week. Before then, there's going to be the video covering Groudon, Kyogre, and Rayquaza, however you pronounce that Pokemon. There's going to be Gym Leader rematches, and there's also going to be Elite Four rematches as well. So there's going to be probably 4 more videos coming up in the near future, just along with Black 2. So, yeah, this series will be just done completely very shortly. I'm sorry that it took such a long time to get this far. A lot has happened in the past year, and I haven't been too happy, and I've definitely not been too happy with how I've ran my channel, so I'm very sorry, and it won't happen again. But I can only prove that to you guys. So, anyway, I'll stop babbling on. You've probably got plenty of things to do in your day, so thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the battle. And until next time, peace out.